You know what else is checking out AI?
Okay. This one actually comes from Engadget, and it ties directly into what we were talking about last week about how we don't know if there's going to be any type of crackdown on AI in general. So, the title of this article is The FTC is investigating Microsoft, Amazon, and Alphabet's investments into AI startups. The companies have 45 days to respond to the agency. Better, better lock it up.
Better lock it in, dude.
So, the Federal Trade Commission is launching an inquiry into massive investments made by Microsoft, Amazon, and Alphabet into generative AI startups OpenAI and Anthropic. Is that right?
I think it's
Anthropic?
Anthropic, I think, yeah.
Oh, you're right. Anthropic. See, I'm a numbers guy. So, the agency announced on Thursday, the FTC said that it has issued compulsory orders to the companies and would scrutinize the relationship with AI startups to understand their impact on competition. By the way, this article is coming from Pranav Dixit, I think is the name.
Yeah.
Over at
I like
Engadget,
that.
senior editor. All right, and the article goes on to quote the FTC chairman Lena Khan in a statement. History shows that new technologies can create new markets and healthy competition. As companies race to develop and monetize AI, we must guard against tactics that foreclose this opportunity. Our study will shed light on whether investments and partnerships pursued by dominant companies risk distorting innovation and undermining fair competition. The companies have 45 days to respond to the agency. Ever since OpenAI released ChatGPT at the end of 2022, generative AI has exploded, sparking both excitement about its potential to increase productivity as well as anxiety about job losses. Against this backdrop, the world's largest tech companies have been racing to develop their own versions of the tech, as well as pouring billions of dollars into smaller startups creating it. Microsoft, for instance, invested more than $13 billion into OpenAI for a 49% stake, using the startup's tech to add generative AI capabilities to Bing, its own search engine, as well as Windows and Office. Amazon and Alphabet invested $4 billion and $2 billion respectively in Anthropic, an AI startup that makes a chatbot called Claude. Is it Cloud?
I
Cloud
honestly,
or
I
Claude?
was trying to think. I don't know if I've heard of that, to be honest. Claude?
I've actually heard of it only because I was feeling incredibly lazy and wanted to make a thumbnail, and I was like, AI generative thumbnails for YouTube, and then one of these showed up. Yeah, but I've never used it though, to be honest. Okay, so continuing on, there is an opinion column in New York Times last year. The FTC's Khan wrote that the expanding adoption of AI risks further locking in the market dominance of large incumbent technology firms and argued for AI regulation. Well, well, come on. You're the head of the FTC. Just regulate it then.
Just do it. I don't get
It's an
it.
opinion piece. Maybe we should do it. I don't know. Oh, jeez. Obviously, they don't work alone. It's a commission. So, as part of its investigation, the FTC is seeking information about the specifics of Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet's investments. Alphabet's. It's about to be
Oh,
Alphabet's.
Alphabot. I kind of like that, though. The Sigma.
Yeah. Alphabet's investments, decisions around new product releases, oversight rights, analysis of market share, and potential for sales growth, among other details. The US isn't the only country examining big tech's ties with generative AI startups. The UK Competition and Markets Authority said last month that it was examining whether Microsoft's investment into OpenAI was subject to antitrust law. Sheesh. Do you think they're a little bit too little too late? Like, I think we've opened up Pandora's box and there's not much you can do now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think possibly it could be a little too late. But also, it's just like, I mean, yeah, it's definitely at a point now where it's like, it is getting pretty cool, some of the stuff that like these programs can generate.
Oh yeah.
I will say, dude, it would be so funny if we could just literally like take where AI is now, especially with images, and just keep it that way. Because like the amount of funny, weird looking / nightmare fuel you see around the internet of just AI generate images is like hilarious to me. So it'd be nice if it
is kind
stayed
of like
this
a
way.
perfect.
But,
Yeah, it's kind of like a perfect meme tool.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like
Um.
having a big troll moment.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's not gonna. It's going to get better and better. It's artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It's pretty funny right now. I mean, in terms of, I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know. I think it may be hard to say. I mean, I think is there not much they could do now? I mean, they could probably like regulate it some more. I mean, in terms of like the AI itself, though. I mean, assuming kind of
Yeah.
how those could get out of hand, I'm sure whether it's like an algorithm or whatever or whatnot. But and that may still keep going. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's interesting. The CMA is kind of looking at that stuff. Like I feel so familiar with the CMA now after we covered them over the
Yes.
Activision Blizzard stuff. It's like how kind of close they keep to these situations. So I'm kind of curious to see what they come up with. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I think for the people that are overseas, they might not understand, but like the FTC in our realm, like in the United States, is kind of a joke. I
Yeah,
feel like
like
it
it's
always sides with the corporations and never with the consumers, which
yeah,
is kind of, yeah, it's kind of sad in some ways. And I think the European Union and UK is a little bit better than ours. I think they're going to eventually turn into the FTC, just like
the
kind of
global.
an opinion. Yeah, it's going to go that route. But I think the European Union and the changes that they're able to implement and give some type of critique to seems to be leading the way forward in terms of like consumer protection. And in this case, it's more of like employee protection, and because the AI is coming for your job, it's coming for my job,
Yeah,
and it's not cool. Like, dude, I'm seeing more and more on YouTube AI generated voiceovers, AI generated scripts, AI generated like videos in terms of like actual editing and cross stitching of different stuff on the internet. Like I'm watching and I'm just like, dude, this is like the information I would be very much interested in, but the moment I hear the fake AI voice, I'm like, dude, I'm out.
yeah,
Like I'm out. Like you lost
yeah,
me.
yeah,
It's like this would have been such a good topic, but now I hate it because I don't
yeah.
like this person's voice. Or it sounds terrible, like poorly edited and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the trial version.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to like that stuff. I'm kind of the same way. It's just no, it doesn't really like like right now you still notice pretty much right away. Um
Yeah.
there's some like images I've seen where like it'll take me a split second to register. Like I think we're getting to that point. But yeah, I mean still a lot of it's kind of just like, oh yeah, it's definitely AI. It's funny. I mean, yeah, the voiceover stuff though, like it's pretty crazy. Like I saw something like I realized it was AR pretty quick, but like speaking of voices, it was essentially like someone took like Patrick Mahomes' voice and like deep faked it,
Oh yeah,
trying to like talk
deepfaking.
trash to one of
Yeah.
his teammates, and it
Yeah.
was like I listened to it for a split second. I was like, okay, it's definitely not him, but that's pretty
Yeah, the
funny.
lips don't match.
Like,
Like, yeah.
like
Like
yeah,
that's good in it's good in terms of like making it obvious. It's kind of like remember when Twitter, like Elon Musk being an idiot basically allowed anybody to buy a verification badge,
yeah,
and then people started making parody accounts but they weren't, and they were just on there trolling and stuff. Like
yep,
stock prices were plummeting. So then he made a rule that you had to notify people that it was a parody account.
yeah,
It's like I could see us trying to do something like that with AI, like having an AI in each social media platform that when it's AI generated, which they can detect, it gets automatically like branded
yeah, it gets
as AI.
flagged. Yeah,
Yeah, so like people can still watch it, of course, but maybe you let them like people need to know. I think.
yeah,
I think it's really important that people understand that what they're
right.
getting is a bot.
Yeah, I think I think the best thing about Twitter, it's hard for me to find stuff about Twitter I like now, but like probably the best thing about Twitter is the community notes. But that's like from the
Oh,
community. That's not even like from Twitter.
oh yeah,
So it's like people trying to regulate some of the posts and whatnot and like inform
which is
people
insane,
what's
by the
fake.
way.
Yeah.
Which is
Um,
insane. I don't think that should ever exist,
yeah.
but especially on like a true or false statement,
Yeah.
like that needs community notes. Really,
Yeah.
like people like
Like
the Earth
obviously
is
it's
flat. The Earth is in fact round. Community notes. It's
yeah.
like what?
Yeah, some of them are funny. Look, they're not batting 1,000, right? But like the point
Right.
is, like, it's we're at that point now where I think like intervention either from AI or like other people to just like flag stuff is like, oh, or just let people know. By the way, this is not real.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely important. Um, But yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna I was gonna sit here and go down the Twitter rabbit hole, but we'll stick with the article. All right, I'm gonna go. I don't think we need to bash Twitter for 30 minutes, but yeah, I mean, I think I think we're curious to see kind of if there's any findings that are relevant enough for the FTC or
Yeah.
another governing body to kind of do anything about. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see kind of how this turns out. I have a feeling it probably wouldn't turn out much, but who knows? Maybe they hit on something. I don't know.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth looking into, and it's actually a good thing that they're going to do some type of investigation to at least. I mean, you can say what you will about the FTC and how they regulate things, but usually their investigations will actually have some truth to it. Whether or not they care is a different matter.
Yeah.
But it could be informative. And I don't know, should I just go ahead and wrap up the remaining 3 paragraphs here?
Yeah. Let's do
So
it, dude.
for the viewers. So continuing back on, we are at, if I'm correct, we're at in a post. Yes. In a post on X, or formerly Twitter, in December, Microsoft's president Brad Smith characterized the company's OpenAI investment as a partnership that has, and in his words, that has fostered more AI innovation and competition while preserving independence for both companies. Microsoft currently has a non-voting observer seat on OpenAI's board, which, said Smith, was very different from an acquisition. We hope, this is actually from Brad Smith, we hope the FTC study will shine a bright light on the companies that don't offer the openness of Google Cloud or have a long history of locking in customers and who are bringing the same approach to AI services. And no, that's actually from a Google spokesperson told Engadget. Continuing on, the U.S. has assumed a global AI leadership position because important American companies are working together, says Rima Alali. Alali?
Like
I
that.
think it's Alali. Microsoft's vice president for competition and market regulation. And continuing on, they say partnerships between independent companies like Microsoft and OpenAI, as well as among many others, are promoting competition, acceleration, innovation, accelerating innovation. I'm struggling with the words right now. And they look forward to providing the FTC with the information it needs to complete the study. AKA, we're going to provide you with the information and get off our backs. Leave us alone. That's usually what that means. So,
Yeah.
yeah, basically, that's the take from Google and Microsoft representatives, essentially saying that's how we feel about OpenAI. This is how we feel about the FTC investigation. We give them all the information they need.
But
So,
GG's your jobs. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, pretty much. That's essentially what's happening right now in a lot of the tech industry. Nothing but layoffs. And thank you for watching the M2 podcast. If you'd like to see the full unedited version of the last episode you just saw, check the description below. Remember to like and subscribe. Take it easy.